We're live. Hello. See if anybody shows up in here. Daniel, you are actually first when you say you're last. What's up? Oh, I'll get some people in here. We'll do some shout outs and then we will commence to live feeding. Oh, what's tonight's lucky lotto numbers? I have no idea. Let's see here. Daniel Adami, Light Right, Bugatti, what's up? Easy and Sons, Daniel, Stu Manchu, Big John, Dennis Smith, Pappy Whamma Jamma, Little Viking Coach, how's it going? Big Houston, no, you were first. Well, if you ain't first, you're last, right? And it's me, Gary, what's up? Got an interesting letter from MHC Kenworth. Well, I say interesting. But let's see. As of 12/31/2018, I owe $37,000 left on my truck. Doesn't seem like a big number, does it? Let's see here. I'm dead heading home, says Daniel from Dallas. 9-hour drive since I couldn't find a download. Daniel, you couldn't find anything at all from Dallas? I mean, there's got to be something. Eric Quero, what's up? I imagine it's kind of hard unless your company has got Texas interstate. Scott, what's up? Nothing, huh? Oh, yeah. Did you have to go home? Yeah, you had to go home because of probably drill, right? So, yeah, man, that's one of the challenges of any trucking job, owner operator company, is when you have to be at a specific place at a specific time. Big John, how's it going? You're going to lose money, you know, unless you live in a place like Dallas or St. Louis or Springfield. I can get through, but like you can look at a load board that has like 200 loads, but if you need one to go specifically to a specific city, then that really limits your deals. So I feel for you, Daniel. Are you owner operator now, Daniel? Daniel's been an owner operator, Little Viking Coach. He's on the spot market as well. Chuck for Life, what's up? Scott, SRO Logistics, he turned me on to this monk fruit sweetener, which is really good stuff, and keto bread that you can do in the microwave. So I appreciate that. Basically, it's a simple concoction of egg, almond flour, and butter or oil. Alex Express, what's up? I know it's hard to keep up. I had found one yesterday picking up in Fort Worth, going to Corpus Christi, which is a 2-hour drive from my house, but someone outbid you. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on. When I was in Dallas, I was actually on the phone with brokers, and they were getting calls. And here's one of the tactics they've been using. You call them up, say, hey, I'm looking at this load, trying to get 700 out of it or whatever. And like, well, we've got it going for 5. And and then you hem and haw a little bit, like, okay, I'll do it for 5. And then like, oh, wait a minute, we just got an offer for $450. Can you do it for $450 and we'll just give it to you. Have a nice day. Thank you, sir. Click. And, oh man. Um, so what they're doing is if you guys have ever watched the show Shipping Wars, I've only seen one episode, and it just kind of made me sick. What you have is everybody outbidding each other, and they're having us work against each other. So the desperate ones move on something so low, and that and then they move their loads for the cheapest. And stop that, you know. Light Bright says, Lord of the Snore, thank you for not putting 14 commercials on your videos. Scott says, SR Logistics got an awesome chocolate chip cookie recipe. LVCO. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about, Alex. But, oh, little white coach, are you stalking me? I've got water here, folks. It's been a while since I've had hard liquor. I've done some silly things with hard liquor, so. But we leave out tomorrow with the load. Go back to the money-making area. And from there, we're trying to find our way. You know, I'm looking at shore haul, and some of the shore haul is just not paying. So I might just do some long haul stuff. Just stay one or two steps ahead. Scotch and water. No, I never really was I was a rum guy. Occasionally vodka, but I was more of a rum guy. And rum could get me in trouble. And then one night, I got fairly buzzed in front of my daughter, and I felt bad about it. And so the next morning, brought her into the kitchen, dumped the rest of the bottle out, said, hey, I'm completely off hard liquor. I'm never going to have hard liquor again. And I've stayed true to that, because as what was demonstrated the other night, you know, I've had moments like that as well. I didn't go live with it, but I think there was a couple of times where I was on Periscope at Waffle House drunk, you know, but for the most part, anything that makes you black out like that, yeah, that's not good for you. So I've sworn off all that, you know. All right, Scott, you enjoy your home time. Big Rich, what is up? I haven't seen you in a minute. Salute the captain. Salute. Yeah. Well, you know, there's a local company here called Brown Derby. That's actually where Bass Pro got their start. And they have this ridiculously high proof, cheap rum. And that was my trick of choice at times. But I haven't touched alcohol since GATS. I haven't touched hard liquor in quite a while, since before that. So, but caught up my numbers on the computer to see how good or bad I'm doing in the business, and you know, looking at the cost of repairs and stuff I've had this year so far. One night you chugged almond milk and red wine. I remember that. Yeah. Yeah, that red wine might as well have been Kool-Aid. Yeah, that was my parody. I thought about doing another parody, but I better not. You know. You snort sweet and low. Donnie Luke, what's up? But I really didn't have a whole lot to talk about. You know, what else is new, Steve? But figured I'd do my weekend live. I uploaded a video today. Hope you guys dig it. I'm actually starting to run out of ideas, as could be told by my um, title of the last video. Just don't give up the guitar. No, I won't give up the guitar. I got too many guitars. I'm looking. I need a. Jake Cannell was live earlier doing it with an acoustic, and he was using one of those Tonewood amps. And there's a YouTube channel out there called The Traveling Man, and it's actually Dooner James Livingston, and he is a really good guitar player. But he bought one of them acoustics from the pet show there, either the Iowa 80 or the Joplin, and hooked up a Tonewood amp, and actually sounds pretty good. I'd like to get a skinny body acoustic I could put on the truck. It sounds good. You like the cave driving? Yeah, Moonflea, that was Springfield Underground, which is actually one of the easier caves. I think the worst caves I've been in were the ones in Geospace, because of the way they got the docks set up. And but Springfield, everything's a straight back pretty much. If you notice in the video, there's really not, they left a lot of room in there. Can't wait to hear Ponzi's cigar box guitar. Yeah, man, I've been watching those videos. He was using nails for frets, and the one that was given to him sounds pretty cool. I mean, it's only got 4 strings, so I don't know what he tunes to or how you tune it. I'd be curious to play that. When I was going through Rockwall last week, I thought about stopping in and seeing him, but it was early, and I know he works kind of a later shift, so I didn't want to bother him. Plus, Rockwall has always got a lot of traffic. I mean, just to go in and out of the TA there can take like an hour just to get fuel. Hail Rider, what's up? Moonflea says it's amazing what's underground. What's funny is, that there's, if you watch one conspiracy video or one Alex Jones video, of course, all your recommended feeds, all this stuff enters. And there was one where this guy was standing outside of one of the entrances to Springfield Underground, and he was asking truck drivers what was in there. And one of them actually said there's an entire city down there. And I want to say that the same video said that there was a city the size of Lincoln, Nebraska, underground in the caves. I think the driver was messing with them, because as soon as he's like, hey, is there a whole city in there? And they said, yeah. He freaked out, like, oh my God, see, you heard it here first. It's real secretive in there. It's like, no, it's a warehouse, And they're all over the place. You got Carthage, you got Geospace. There's several in Kansas City. If you're ever in the Springfield area, you got, was it Merrimack Caverns? No, she's not paying attention. That, you could drive through. Hey, what are the caves you could drive through? Hey, hon? What are the caves you can drive through? What's that called?
Fantastic Caverns.
Fantastic Caverns, yeah. Yeah, Merrimack is something different, Anthony, but Area 51 all over the place, yeah. Jay Breezy, what's up? Whenever I need dirt, I look underground. I've done several cave videos. If you go to my old channel, I did a cave video. The old channel has got Geospace, but it's poorly done. I had a really cheap $30 camera that did not take dark shots very well at all. So you have a replica of Pale Rider's house in your backyard. Well, that's weird. That guy thought there was an underground interstate system. Yeah. And do you remember what's his name? Jesse Ventura, he did a video where they were kind of spying on one of the cave underground systems, and they talked about how vast and how big it is, and it's like, you know, you've been out here driving for 12 years and never been to the caves. Well, Daniel, take a load to Independence, Missouri. You'll hit Geospace probably. They've been there since World War II, from what I understand, for refrigeration. It definitely is a cool, dry place. Um, you know, that a lot, like, it's not just food that's stored there, like, a lot of electronics, were stored there. Waiting for the underground airport. Cousin. Never been to the caves either. Depending on which cave it is, it can be kind of nerve wracking. I remember when I was a company driver, one of our other one of my fellow coworkers, um, we were both in the staging area outside, and he comes up and he goes, he's this older guy, Vietnam vet, and he said, "Hey man, I might need your help." I'm like, "What's going on?" He's like, "I have a thing about tunnels and caves because of something that happened in Vietnam. I might need your help." So I just kind of talked him off the ledge and said, "Well, if I have to back your truck in there, we'll do it." He got in there. He did it okay, but I was ready to help him. But he was like, his leg was shaking, on that clutch leg, and he was nervous. But most of the caves aren't too bad. I don't think Carthage is too bad. I haven't been in that one, but a lot of people have done videos in that one. But Springfield Underground is not bad at all. So, and there are like four. Well, I'm not going to give you an exact number, but there are several um, areas of the caves that you go in. The very first load I did for Life Trucking came out of the caves. CPAP's in the house. You feel like you can't breathe in the caves? Yeah, I feel you there. I feel you there. Blue Shoe, TJ Jones, what's up? Truck for Life have been in those caves too for Prime. Yeah, they're in there a lot. If you watch the YouTube channel Secure Team 10, he has a bunch of vids that get into the conspiracy theories of secret network highway systems. Yeah, secret highways. We can't even take care of the public highways that everybody knows about, let alone secret ones. Um, Harold, what's up? What's up, my friend? Check out Bless Trucker. Pretty cool guy. Okay. Salty Pirate, what's up? CPAP sent you my number too. Bleed Trucker is awesome, Alex. Bless the Trucker. Low Mountain told you no. Yeah, Daniel, I figured that would happen to you, sir. You'll have to call me later. Tell me no. Tell me why. I think I know the answer. How about the videos saving abandoned WalMarts or FEMA camps when martial law comes? Yeah, there was one where this company was storing these plastic vaults, saying that there was going to, they were like actually for grave sites, that kind of thing. Jesse Ventura did. It's like I have a lot of respect for Jesse Ventura, but then he gets on these conspiracy theories, and you're just like, you know. Driving inside is very odd. I only drove cars in dealership that was enough. Yeah. How was my week? My week was horrible revenue wise. Pale Rider, LOL, LVC. Let's see. The secret highway system is better maintained than the regular highway system because it's secret and no one drives on it. There you go. There you go, Frank. You're watching the original Ghostbusters classic. Oh yeah, I haven't seen the new one. I've got it recorded on the DVR. I almost said DVIR. DVR. We've actually got 1 and 2 on DVD, and but I haven't seen the new one. We are all slaves one day when people fight back should be fun. Nope, we're not going to fight back. Burn the DVR to save you from watching that mess. Is it that bad, Harold? Is it that bad? LEC, they had a closed Walmart and they had the National Guard hanging out with tanks for a week. A month later, it reopens. Yeah, you gotta love them 80s films, man. Harold, I watched Indiana Jones last night. Love 80s flicks. TJ says, when I was at my daughter's visiting, I made spaghetti for everyone. Then we all watched The Little Rascals from the 80s. Cute movie. Yeah, I remember that. My dad said that was the show when he was a kid, was Little Rascals. But anyways, we got a good load going Midwest. If you're up in Iowa, you're hating life right now because there's a like blizzard going on, and I think there's parts of Tennessee and Georgia and Alabama that are underwater. So Mother Nature's she's upset about something, and you have never seen an Indiana Jones movie, Harold? Wow, you got, dude, you gotta. Those are classics, man. Those are classics. If you enjoy Ghostbusters, you know if you enjoy 80s flicks, you'll enjoy it. It's like it's a staple. You'll call me after this, Snorlord? Maybe. Nope, I was busy watching Smoking the Bandit a million times. Well, didn't Indiana Jones come out after that though? I was the convoy. I was convoy. That's what I was. Somewhere in this house, I have a one of the rubber duck hood ornaments. I thought it'd look silly on a fleet truck, so I've never put it on a truck. Walmart is conditioning people to comply with receipt checking. I have my tinfoil hat on. You know, Little White Coach, it's funny you mentioned that. My dad was that guy that checked all the prices to make sure they were accurate. Because Walmart at one time said if you had inaccuracy, then you got the money back or something. You know, and he was always catching them on stuff. And I was kind of thinking about that the other day when I was using the self checkout. How you're so busy that you don't probably check things, right? So I kind of wonder if there's a lot of stuff that goes under the radar because you're doing your own work now. Minnesota blizzard warning tonight, 40 to 65 mile per hour winds tomorrow. We'll see. Air Vaquero, that's bad news right there. It is Raptor, man. It's getting long. Big Rig CEO, what is up, my friend? What is up? For those of you that are Snyder ICs, you need to subscribe to Big Rig CEO. I got my bunk heater installed and booked the load to Wisconsin. The high Monday is like 3 degrees. Yeah, you got that nice bunk heater and you still got to idle the truck, right? Because we've learned that we don't not idle. Yeah, Raptor Man, I'm still like trucking. What am I drinking? I'm drinking water. Agua. Just finished my 30-minute break off driving again, but I'm here listening too. I'm a Steiner IC, but I think I'm getting ready to leave and go to Traveloco 3 times the money. Well, Raptor Man, I you know, I hope it works out for you. Knob Creek Challenge, no Knob Creek here. But to make a good call to keep away from that spaceship mess, Bert made a good call to keep away from the spaceship mess. Look what's more iconic: the chip from Star Wars or the Black Trans Am. Oh, Harold, you're going to start a bunch of arguments with that comment. Smoothie, you're here. Start over. Well, once upon a time, Lewis Hughes says, don't do it. Don't do what? Traveloco is not the better choice, says TJ Jones. You know, when it comes to selecting the carrier that you want to bring your truck on, speaking of wind, man, massive wind going on here. You have to look at your carrier like a business partner and what partner is right for you. You know, like Schneider was a better partner for me than Landstar was. And Like was a better partner for me for the goals that I wanted to achieve than what Schneider was. And I didn't leave Schneider like upset about them. I left to get even one more little step of freedom, you know. And it all depends. If you live in an area that is hard to get in and out of with the spot market, but it's easy to get in and out of with you know Schneider, then maybe going the spot market is probably not the best idea. If you know, and that's and there's nothing wrong with Traveloco per se. That it's just that it you know you have to do what fits you. Schneider had more freight in my area than Landstar did, and so it was a natural fit for me. Um, you know, so you have to look at your expenses. You know, your expenses are going to be, you know, yeah, it might be 3 times the money, but your expenses are going to be 3 times higher than they are at Schneider. That's a fact. Um, so you know, at the end of the day, are those expenses worth that extra income? I mean, or are they balancing that out? You know, now if your goal is to get your own authority eventually, then going from Schneider to a company like Traveloco could be a good, you know, could be a good thing. If you notice, a lot of the Schneider guys that, or not just Schneider, but a lot of the guys that went over to Traveloco, there's some that have gone back to Schneider, but then the others went and got their own authority. Because at that point, you might just get your own authority if you're paying all the expenses anyways. Caramel M&M, says Harold, should be made illegal. They are crack. Well, yeah, it's the sugar, man. You want to get me on how sugar is addictive, Harold? Because I can do that. Raptor says, I have the numbers to prove it. 246 in 1 year with 6 weeks off. Can't beat that at Schneider. Well, I wish you luck, man. Harold says, Raptor, is that what the inflated 2018 rates? Most likely, and that ain't what they are now. That is true. rates are considerably lower. You know, I'm at a, you know, okay, so let's put this out here. There was no big announcement, there was no big celebration, but I'm at my first full year at Like Truck. And I can go back to my notebooks and tell you how much lower the rates are this year than they were last year at this time. And then if you go from February from the year before, they're actually even lower than that. But I was in the spot market then. Um, so the rates have definitely come down considerably. But you know, if you know, it just depends on your personal goals. I'm not going to tell you to go to a company or not to go to a company, because you know you're going to do what you want to do, right? But I would talk to. I know a couple of guys at Schneider right now that had gone to Traveloka and went back. And again, nothing against Traveloka. Um, you know, I think Trucking with Selena did a video where they made like 10 grand in 1 week. And yeah, that's something that it's hard to do at Schneider. But you got to take out your percentage, and you got to take out. You know, here's the thing: when if you compare Traveloka to Schneider, okay, the number that you see at Schneider is the number that's after their cut, after carrier's cut. So if you take a load, you know, I got my calculator out. Okay, if you take a load, say it's paying $260 a mile. Okay. Traveloka, what do you get at Traveloka? 85, Raptor Man? No, I'm going to have to go to that comment here in a second. Times 0.85. I think it's 85 now. So you're actually getting 221 a mile on a load. Okay. Now, take 260 mile to the truck. Well, no, okay, I'm doing this wrong here. 2.60 times 0.85. It's 221 a mile. Now, what a lot of people didn't understand, like from Landstar, because Landstar and Schneider are the same percentage. So you saw a lot of $1.50, $1.60, $1.70 mile freight. But if you add that percentage, that extra 35%, it's actually a decent rate. In fact, Landstar would give you these cards so you can do quick math on what your actual rate was. Because, you know, you can, you know, you have Schneider guys that go to Landstar's load board like, oh, here's a load paying $3,000. When was the last time you saw a load paying $3,000 at Schneider? Well, 3,000 times 0.65 is 1950. There are loads all the time for 1950 at Schneider. So, you know, it's all a play of numbers. And, you know, so whenever you're looking at switching carriers, you have to look at the math. Schneider does all the math for you already, you know. And so the only thing you're taking out is your expenses and your, you know, your truck payment if you got an SFI. Let's see. TJ says Traveloka requires a quota of 5,500 a week. No longer MMA. The drivers tour, just another glorified company driver. TJ, are they dispatching now? That's interesting. He said someone at Traveloka showed him 286K gross in a year. Now, okay, so was that 286 to the truck? Okay, so let's say that's 286 before everything, right? 286 thousand times 0.85. It's 243,000. Okay, let's remember that number. Let's write that down. Write it down. Okay, we're gonna do some math here. Okay, I know this isn't as elaborate as Jeffrey's whiteboard, but we're gonna do this here. $243,100. Okay. Now, in there it says 250 for the trailer, 250 a week. Okay, so 250 times 52 weeks. That's $13,000 for a trailer. So now take that 243. All right. So you take 243, 100 minus 13, 230,000. Did I do that right? Here's an envelope, yeah. That puts you at 230. Oh, it seemed like I did something wrong there. No, I did right. Okay. So 243, 100 minus 13,000. That's just for the trailer. Okay, so fuel. Let's say you average $1,000 a week in fuel. So minus 52,000. That's 178. Then I have no idea what age. Oh, we got to minus the 1,800 for the plate. Minus 1,800. So we're at 176. Let's see what else. Insurance. What's their insurance run over at Traveloka? Because I don't want to just throw out made up numbers. $100,000 miles, 8 miles per gallon. It's at $3 a gallon. It's 36,000. Yeah, but you're not going to get 8 for all 100,000 miles. You're not even going to average 8. Maybe Jeff will give you a whiteboard for. I've got a little one in the truck. One of the tricks that I did at Snyder is that when you're working on different strings of loads, since you usually tend to book 5 or 6 ahead, I used a whiteboard to kind of like have this string and then this string and then this string. What maybe the more money on whatever miles, and and then I would book those loads. So the whiteboard, or dry erase board is very, very handy. But yeah, TJ says Raptor Man, just do your research, dude. I mean, like I said, Traveloka is just like any other company. They need to make their money whether you're running or not. And you have to look at expenses. If expenses become too high, then you got to run the numbers. Now, if your expenses are way higher and then you're grossing or you're netting more, then it's all about the net, guys. A little life coach makes fun of me because I say it a lot, but it is. It's all about the net. What good's doing 250,000 in a year if you're only keeping like 50 of it? And I'm not saying that's what's going on Traveloka, but I'm saying that you have to look at the expenses. You can get 5,500 a week, but if it takes 3,000 miles to get it, why bother? Yeah. Lil Dog is working dispatch angle now for Travel Echo. Yeah, and he made Selena money. But and like I said, I have nothing against Travel Echo. I know guys that are doing well over there. But you know, you have to do your research. Harold says not averaging 8 miles per gallon, pulling exclusively heavy reefer loads unless you get some of those lightweight reefer loads, right? And plus, if you're running a lot in the Northwest, I don't think you guys are getting 8 miles per gallon out there. I don't care what truck you're driving. I mean, I could be wrong, you know. Oh, if you lease a trailer, says Kevin and Ollie, you only get 80%. Well, that changes the game a little bit. So at 286,000 times 0.80, that's 228. And subtract your 13,000. Yeah, that's like I said, look at your nets, man. Look at what the drivers have netted, And if they're not self-dispatch anymore, then is that something you're gonna be happy about? Truckers Coast, what's up? Trailer was $289 a week. Wow. Okay, so let's do the math. Kevin says trailer was $289 a week. So 289 times 52. That's 15,028, and then 569 a week. 569 times times 52. That's 29,588. We'll call it 30. So 30 plus 15. That's 45,000 right there. That's a lot of money. Makes sense. What's up? I don't think I've ever seen you in here, dude. Well, Raptor Man, if those numbers are good, man. Raptor Man says the numbers I have in front of me was 106,000 to the house after all expenses, and did it with 80,000 miles for the year. And you weren't doing that at Snyder? I was just curious. Am I going the mats? I don't know. Makes sense. I have to with the truck repairs, and the extended time off I took in January, I'm in the red, so I got to run. So if things go right, I'll be at Matt's, but if not, I'm not planning on it. By the way, 206 divided by 220 days, since they took 6 weeks off, is a daily average of 1,300. That seems reasonable. But they will control your destiny if you let them, says TJ. Gary Compton's in here. Wow, we're getting some names in here. Been a few times riding, couldn't comment. Oh, okay. All at sitting at cold storage joints doesn't add up either. Johnny Sacco, I will agree there. Reefer business is hard, man. I watched my dad, years with the reefer trailers. And that was one thing I swore I would never do. Now, does that make me a weaker driver? I guess, whatever. But I have a friend that she used to work for a meat packing plant, and they would order 10 to 20 trucks, whether the product was ready or not, and they would sit literally for sometimes 2 to 3 days. So it's I don't know if I wouldn't want to deal with that. And then, like, let's say you're in a situation where you got a just in time, like, produce load, and you get stuck up there and, where the bad weather is, and you're stuck there for 2 days. Then what do you do with that freight? That kind of thing. There's more risk to it. There's another engine you got to maintain. Um, you know, I, I'm not, reefer's not in my blood. So you're on the way to Colorado, Gary. You've been jumping all over the place, man. But you're making your money. Raptor man, I don't want to tick you off for nothing, man. And like I said, I'm not bashing Traveloco at all. Just and you obviously have done your homework, so I hope it works out for you. And and if you make more money, cool. If you have a SFI truck, they're probably going to want a big chunk of money from Snyder too, or Snyder's going to want um, um, a big chunk to move the truck. Let's see. I'm a busy man. Only 2 months till this truck goes back to SFI. Cool. Smile more, little dog says, nice truck now, Harold. I've had to sometimes do 100, 150 miles out of route just to do a trailer wash before I could pick up my next load. When I did, reefer, huge pain, inconvenience. Yeah, Anthony, I can imagine, it's like if you want to wash your truck, you look at the line and you move on, but when you have to get a washout, you have to be in line, and that can take hours. I know it's Logan, man. How are you doing, Logan? They have dry vans. The numbers I've given this with a dry van, just for clarification. Okay. Cool. Look, Raptor, man, I wish you luck, man. I'm like I said, I'm not the kind of guy that's going to tell you to don't go to this company, don't go to that company, that kind of thing. TJ says he's having a hard time with those numbers, but in the end, it's whatever makes you happy. If working the spot market, as volatile as it is right now, you're taking a lot of risk. Yeah, Logan loves those Kenworths. When's your dad going to get a Kenworth, Logan? Smile more, little dog is Logan. He's the little kid that was in one of my GATS videos from last year. Says he's not getting one. So he's Freightliner for life, huh? He subbed back to me. Yeah, man. That's what it takes to get a... If you have a Kenworth, Logan will sub to you. He's a Kenworth fan. KW because Snowman didn't drive a Peterbilt. Yeah, Thomas Wilson sent me a text today of a video about a W9. Are we safe to say he's not even in here? It's safe to say he's going to get himself a W9? TJ says, I just don't want to see another person fail over there based off of false information. Gary Compton, Raptor Man, there have been many ICs that have gone and failed at Traveloco, and depending on how long you have had an SFI truck, they will take a deposit of $1,000 to $5,000 to move the truck. Pale Rider drives a KW. And Logan has the privilege of having like one of only 3 like trucking hats in existence. Even our own drivers don't have like trucking hats. Only way I'll drive a W9 is if I'm a company driver. LOL. Well, Anthony, you're gonna have to work for a tank company. There ain't no fleet. There ain't no fleets with W9s unless it's tank or flatbed. Ain't nobody putting the W9 on a dry van and say, "Okay, make as much money as we need you." You have a light trucking pen. I have a light trucking pen, Pale Rider. Makes sense. Is there? He says that's right. My first was a T660, then a W9. Makes sense. Is there much difference between the two as far as like handling and room? Because to me, it seems like the 660 with the studio sleeper and the W9 with the studio sleeper are about the same. The only difference is the hood. Could I be wrong? Same interior, I know that. What about the handling? WFX has W9s for Reefer if you have 4 years experience with Reefers. Spoopy, I've seen those. I've seen several of those. Wheelbase is a better ride. Okay. Firewall back, same truck, says Harold. Better ride and handling? Puny doors and windows and snow are bad combination. Can you sub to live slot? Is that your channel? 32? Whatever Logan's talking about. Everybody check that out. W9 is about 1 to 2 less miles per gallon. Yeah, I know that. That's for sure. I've never driven a hooded truck. I would like to someday, just for fun, just for, I almost said something bad, just for giggles, you know, just see what it's like. Drive around the block, back into the dock once, just see what it's like. I could drive yours, make sense? I had a friend of mine that went to Snyder with a brand new, I want to say it was Peterbilt 389. And he bought it brand new, I think, or slightly used, but, you know, paid cash for it. And he suffered on the fuel mileage. Man, he suffered on that. Logan, you're going to be a Mats. Cool. Smoothie learned and a long-nosed Pete went snub-nosed and never looked back. I had a 2005 Freightliner Classic. Love that truck. That's what I learned in CDL school was a hooded Freightliner. So I guess I have driven a hood, to be honest with you. I guess, but not a classic like a Pete or a KW. If you like being able to adjust your passenger side mirror by hand while driving, then long nose truck is for you. Well, the 660 you can do the same thing. 660 you can lock the other door, reach over. Oh, you might not. Okay. Match or gats, it's a deal. Well, I appreciate that. Makes sense. They look great, but 680 is much more comfortable. Now, Johnny Saka, what's your opinion on the W990? We got Harold, James, and I got to check it out at Joplin Truck Show. Got to sit in it and everything. So you had a hood, you had the luxury of a hood in front of you with the luxury of the 680 on the interior. That's why you like the narrow cabs. You can reach everything. Yeah, I hear you there. First truck I owned was a Classic XL, and it turned worse than a Pete or a KW. Wow, okay. There we go. Live. Everybody click on that. Live Salat -32 sub to me. Everybody sub to Logan there. 990 is the next truck. if they even still make them. Kenworth had the T700, which was a replacement for the T2000. There's not too many of the T2000s left. T700 was kind of like, okay, we need to redo this, and that's what the 680 became. I don't think the 700 was out very many years. Spooby says they just got a 2019 Cascade on Friday with the DD 15 and only 26,000 miles. That's why I'm on the road. Well, good deal, Spooby. Pale Rider says he trained in a 2-mule wagon back in 1864. And you were happy to do it, weren't you? In the snow, uphill, no power steering, right? With square wheels. Now, come on, they had wheels back then. And dirt roads, right. Someone parked a few trucks down from me. It's tempting the. Someone parked a few trucks down from me is attempting to blow their engine, I believe. It's not even that cold out, and they are revved to the max over there. Where you at, Harold? How cold is it? On a 2-mule wagon, cousin it, the DEF was the urine from the mules. Pale Rider was the cook too. Yeah, you might be regenning there, Harold. Here in Ohio, it's 52 degrees. It got up to like 65 here today, but it's windy. I think we might be seeing some severe thunderstorms. So here's how Springfield, Missouri works. And Kevin, you paying attention? During the months of December to March, you're going to have tornado warnings on Friday, and then you'll have a winter weather storm warning on Tuesday. That's usually how it rolls. And if you see red skies in the morning, yeah. One of the worst tornadoes that we've had in this area was in the wintertime. Yeah, it's snowing in Vegas and in California. How many miles per oats? That's funny. 81 degrees in Houston. Yeah, I'm hoping I can get my APU in the shop to see what's going on with the AC before it gets warm.
Oh, what is that? I don't know exactly. It was my truck.
Red sky in the morning, truckers take warning. That is true.
And it was improperly disposed of, to say the least.
What did they use it?
Okay, so the best way to deal with it is my incinerator.
Hold on a second. All right. Right.
So they were being paid by this company like $1,500.
Sailing on the Concrete Sea. That'd be a good song title there, Pale Rider. Little Viking was the mule. Anyways, we are at an hour. That's about my limit. Thanks for watching. I could tell you to give the thumbs up, but everybody give me thumbs down on this one. And that way, you know, it creates controversy and that'll get me actually more views. So everybody hit thumbs down on this video. And break out Harold. Oh, come on. I'm trying not to go down that road there, Harold. Trying to be nice. You're going to call me from your other phone? What if I don't want to talk to you, Daniel? No, I'm just kidding, Daniel. You can call me. In fact, I'll get my headset ready. By the way, I'm still enjoying this Plantronics. It is starting to peel, though. I don't know if you guys can see that. There. The plaque part is starting to peel from the thing, so that's kind of poopy. That's kind of poopy. Thumbs down. Your dad has this, Logan? Does he like it? Food Mooch, the infamous Food Mooch has arrived. Well, now that you're here, we're going to end the video. Drove by a major crash and pile up on I-80 in Nebraska. Jay Winger. Yeah, I-80 is bad news right now. I was watching Weather Nation. I watch Weather Nation religiously every morning, whether I'm on the road or not. And this time of year especially. And Nebraska, Iowa, they're bad news right now. And Minnesota also. So... Moonflea. And those pileups, haven't heard of any major pileups this year. Johnny Sacco, there was one in Missouri just last week. And then Jay says there's one up on I-80 right now. Every year, and then there's one in Wyoming, I think, too. So, Food Mooch has an eating disorder, says Little Viking Coach. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I go back out on the road tomorrow. The concrete seas, as Little Viking, or as Pale Rider said. And thanks for everybody coming in, and thanks for everybody that's been commenting. And we'll see you out there on the highway. So you guys take it easy. And remember, the most important thing about this live feed I want you to know and take from this is that everybody needs to subscribe to Live Silot-32. Okay, before I go, Harold says, I'm sick now. I just ate a whole bag of caramel M&Ms and a mellow yellow. Harold, you're not going to outlive those truck payments if you keep eating like that. That's just not going to happen.
What's he eating?
He ate a whole bag of caramel M&Ms and a mellow yellow.
How big a bag?
How big a bag was it? Well, does that even matter?
Huh?
Does that even matter? I don't think it was a single size. Was it a single size serving there, Harold?
If it was just a little bag like you get at the checkout, that's not going to kill anybody.
The $2 bag.
Oh. He probably should not do that on a regular basis.
Did you hear her reaction, Harold? Oh. Oh,
Once
shoot.
I had a double-decker moon pie and a grape soda for dinner.
You can play right up eating it.
It wasn't as good as I had expected it in my mind. And I
can imagine. Can you guys hear that? Moon pies and grape soda. Please.
They're both wonderful things. I thought they would be good together.
That's what you'd expect, yes.
Right?
Spoopy says I'm getting diabetes just from hearing what Harold ate.
Spoopy says
Moon pies are not low calorie; they're low fat, cousin it. So, all right, guys. With that being said, take it easy. Take care of yourselves. Don't eat crap. Don't eat trash. Don't You can't. A man cannot survive on a diet of fried chicken, caramel M&Ms, and mellow yellow.
Everyone knows that.
So, although Harold's going to try to prove me wrong.
Live your dream, Harold. For 5 years.
Yeah, live your dream. All right, guys, take it easy, man. We're out of here.